Hi, and welcome to Thrive Thursday. Every Thursday, I share a recipe on my YouTube channel here of a recipe that you can make using Thrive Life freeze-dried ingredients. And my saying is, if you have to live off your food storage, there's no excuse to live off beans and rice when you can make amazing meals like this. And every time I say, welcome to Thrive Thursday, I want to say where the recipes don't matter. What was I had it phrased a minute ago. Welcome to Thrive Thursday, where the recipes are good and the calories don't matter. That's what it was. Anyhow, just kind of funny. That reminds me of Whose Line Is It Anyway? So today I will stop rambling and show you today's recipe. I'm going to be using the Thrive Life freeze-dried spinach, and we're going to make spinach puffs. Spinach balls, spinach puffs, whatever you want to call them. So I'm going to go ahead and tilt the camera down so you can see how quick and easy this is. It's fairly easy. Most of these items you can actually make using shelf-stable food storage ingredients. Thrive does have egg powder. However, my chickens recently started laying a bunch of eggs, and I had just bought 6 dozen. So I'm using my fresh eggs just because I need to use them. But you can absolutely make this with freeze-dried, the powdered eggs and powdered milk and the freeze-dried cheese, all that fun stuff. So also down below this video in the description, I'll put the link directly to a printable version of this recipe, as well as the link to my Thrive Life website where you can go and purchase some of these freeze-dried ingredients. And if you're interested in becoming a consultant, and if you think you're going to purchase a lot ongoing, you may as well get a good discount, right, for your own stuff. So, or if you want to sell it to families and friends and things like that, even better. That's awesome. So, feel free to shoot me a message. I'd love to have you on my team. So let's get to this without further ado, and we'll hit up our Thrive Thursday recipe. So the first thing you're going to do for this recipe is melt 1 cube of butter, which some people don't refer to them as cubes of butter. That's what I always grew up calling them. Basically, it's half a cup of butter. So 1 cube of butter, you just get it melted. It's mostly melted there. And then to that, I'm going to add my Thrive Life spinach. I've got about 2 cups of the Thrive Life spinach. It's dry. I'm not worried about rehydrating it because it'll rehydrate with this mix. And then we're going to add about 1 cup of milk in there with our spinach. So I'm just going to add everything together, and then I'll mix it all at the same time. Actually, I am going to mix the spinach a little bit just to kind of wet and get all the parts wet, let them kind of get them a jump start on rehydrating. But a lot of this won't be rehydrated until it comes out of the oven. So we'll let that sit and rehydrate for just a second while I crack my eggs. Now, again, like I said, you can use the freeze-dried powdered, the scrambled eggs if you want. I just had so many eggs from our chickens, I wanted to use them up. And we keep our chicken shells, if you didn't notice there, in that bucket. We grind them up and then put them in our garden. So great way to repurpose your eggshells. And just add your 6 eggs into the same mixture. And then we're going to add 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. So this is just the shredded Parmesan cheese. I keep mine in the freezer just because it keeps longer, but and it's pretty easy. It doesn't take too long to cook up or defrost when you put in things because it's shredded so fine. So 1 cup of our Parmesan cheese, and then next we're going to add half a cup of, this is the Thrive Life chopped onions. I love these. So they call them tearless onions because you don't have to cut the onions or anything. And the chopped onions, look how teeny tiny those are. They are so perfect. Thrive also sells sliced onions, but for these spinach balls, I just wanted the tiny minced chopped onions. And then we're going to do about 1 tablespoon. This is Thrive Life freeze-dried garlic. Another one of my favorites. I love having that garlic in my cupboard. And this is Thrive Life's, their seasoning blend. It's called Chef Choice. It actually is so good. I'm just putting a tablespoon in there. It is so good and so versatile for so many different recipes. I really enjoy having that Chef's Choice blend on hand. So this, I kind of wanted to measure. I was curious how much stuffing was in one box. It's about 2.5 cups, but so if you happen to get a bigger box of stuffing that is bigger than the normal size, you just want about 2.5 cups of stuffing, but it's just one box. So we'll get our stuffing added in there, and now comes the tricky part. You're stirring, and as you can tell, I probably should have got a slightly bigger bowl because everything kept falling out at first. This takes a little bit of time, so I did speed it up. You're just basically wanting to get everything combined really well and get those eggs broken up, and like I said, a little bit of a mess. I could have used a bigger bowl, but that's okay. This takes just a little bit of patience to mix it all up. Now your stuffing's still going to be pretty dry, and that's okay. Don't worry about that, because it'll rehydrate and it'll reconstitute and get soft when it goes in the oven. So now I tried this first time using an ice cream scoop because I thought, oh, that's perfect. It'll make perfect little balls. But the problem I found was they weren't staying together very tight as a tight ball shape. And I was concerned that in baking them, they would just crumble and fall apart. So I ended up doing them by hand, because by hand you could see I could kind of squeeze them and press the ingredients together nice and tight. And that worked a lot better. Plus, it did give it a little bit more of a ball shape. So at this point, and they're not going to spread out. So you can have them pretty close to each other because they don't spread out or anything. They're going to cook up pretty much in the same shape that they are here. So fill your cookie sheet up and with your spinach balls. Put them in an oven at 350 degrees. They're going to take about 20 minutes to cook. And you can see I got about 1 1.3 trays, 1.5 almost trays done of spinach balls. And after 20 minutes, they'll be slightly golden and they'll be firm and set up. And this is what your end result will look something like this. And there we go, finished product. It pretty much looks about the same, but a little bit of golden crispiness, and obviously you can hold them, which I couldn't do that before. Oh, you can see the golden parts on the bottom. So these came out. Okay, so the outside has that little bit of a crunch from the stuffing, but you got that Parmesan cheese. Don't skip out on that because that's definitely worth it. You could also add, like the sausage crumbles would probably be really good in this too. But this is a good, fairly healthy snack. So there you go. Try the recipe. If you have any alterations or any suggestions, be sure to put them in the comments and like and subscribe. I will see you next Thursday with next week's recipe. Thanks for watching.